Frank versus the Future, an epic comedy of errors. Ever wonder what happens when an octogenarian declares war on technology? Buckle up, comedy fans, because Frank is about to show us how not to handle the 21st century. Frank, a man who remembers when TVs were the size of refrigerators, settled in for his nightly dose of westerns. He grabbed the remote, a device he viewed with suspicion, and pressed the power button. Nothing. He pressed it again, harder this time, convinced the remote was personally mocking him. "Blasted thing! I fought in Korea! I can handle a little plastic box!" he roared, his voice echoing through the living room. He smacked the remote against his knee, then against the armrest of his recliner. Still nothing. "Fine! You asked for it!" Determined to conquer this technological foe, Frank channeled his inner caveman and whacked the TV itself. The screen flickered ominously, then went black. "Oh, great. Now it's deader than my chances of winning the lottery," he sighed dramatically. "Well, at least it can't insult me anymore." Frank, never one to admit defeat, decided to go behind enemy lines. He crawled behind the TV stand, a jungle of wires and dust bunnies, and started yanking on cables with the confidence of a brain surgeon performing open-heart surgery with a rusty spoon. Within seconds, the entire house plunged into darkness. "Who turned off the lights?" he bellowed, momentarily forgetting his own handiwork. It was like a scene from a horror movie, except the monster was a confused old man with a vendetta against electronics. His son, Jake, a man whose patience was thinner than a politician's promise, came running. "Dad, what did you do? Did you finally achieve your dream of turning the house into a disco?" he asked, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Fix the TV," Frank declared proudly. "Now we just need to fix the house. Minor setback, really." Jake just stared at him, wondering if assisted living was covered by their insurance. While Jake wrestled with the circuit breaker, Frank stumbled upon Jake's phone. "Aha! A weapon!" he exclaimed, eyeing the device with suspicion. He started poking at the screen, convinced he could unlock its secrets with enough random taps. Somehow, he managed to open a food delivery app. "Pizza? Don't mind if I do. It's been at least an hour since my last snack." He grinned mischievously. "Jake can pay for it. He owes me for all those years of free rent." One accidental facial recognition scan later, Frank had unknowingly ordered 7 large pepperoni pizzas on Jake's account. "Technology is amazing," he declared, completely oblivious to the chaos he had unleashed. "Now, to spread the good news." Feeling like a digital wizard, he decided to inform Jake of his culinary triumph. Unfortunately, instead of texting Jake, he accidentally messaged his boss, Mr. Pendleton, a man known for his rigid professionalism and aversion to anything resembling fun. Frank. "Hey baby, I ordered you something spicy." Mr. Pendleton, a man who probably ironed his socks, immediately replied, "Mr. Pendleton, Jake, we need to talk immediately, and bring HR." Meanwhile, the doorbell rang. The pizza delivery guy stood there looking like he was about to collapse under the weight of 7 large pizzas. "Sir, did you order all these? Are you planning a pizza eating contest or something?" "Of course I did," Frank said, puffing out his chest. "Do I look like someone who wouldn't order 7 pizzas? It's called being prepared, son." He winked. "Plus, I'm supporting local businesses. I'm practically a philanthropist." That'll be $120, the delivery guy said, his voice cracking slightly. Frank patted his pockets. "Put it on my son's tab. He's got a good job, probably." He waved dismissively, already envisioning himself swimming in a sea of pepperoni. By the time Jake came back, he was greeted by a tower of pizza, a panicked delivery guy, and his father holding up his phone like it was a winning lottery ticket. "What happened? Did I accidentally walk into a pizza convention?" "Well," Frank said proudly, "I fixed the TV, restarted the electricity, ordered dinner, and sent a nice message to your boss. All in a day's work for a man of my caliber." He beamed, completely unaware of the impending doom. Jake checked his phone, saw the message, and nearly collapsed. "Dad, you just sexually harassed my boss. My career is over. I'm going to be living in a cardboard box." Frank blinked. "I did what now? Is that some newfangled slang the kids are using these days?" He scratched his head. Well, he probably needed a good laugh anyway. "I'm a natural comedian, you know." At that exact moment, Mr. Pendleton called. Jake answered with trembling hands. Sir?" "Jake," Mr. Pendleton interrupted. "You're either getting fired or a raise. I'm still deciding." That was bold. "I haven't laughed that hard since my colonoscopy." Frank grinned. "See, I still got it. I'm a legend in my own time." He winked at Jake. "Maybe I should become a motivational speaker. How to accidentally succeed in business by being a complete disaster." Jake sighed. "Dad, please, just go to bed before you accidentally start World War III. As Frank strutted away like a man who had conquered the modern world, he muttered, "They don't make 'em like me anymore. And frankly, they probably shouldn't." As Frank proudly marched toward his bedroom, he noticed Jake's laptop sitting open on the table. "What's this? Online shopping? Trying to keep up with the times, eh, Jake?" he muttered, squinting at the screen. It was an Amazon page. Jake had been looking at a new electric shaver. "Aha! A chance to be helpful!" Frank exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with mischief. "He probably needs a good shave. Can't go around looking like a woolly mammoth." Frank, feeling helpful, decided to complete the purchase for him. After all, what kind of son didn't appreciate a smooth, clean shave? It's the least I can do after accidentally ruining his career. Consider it a peace offering. Click, click, click. Unfortunately, Frank's fingers were not as precise as they used to be. He had somehow managed to place an order, not just for one shaver, but for 25. 25! He must really need a shave. Maybe he's planning to open a barber shop. And they weren't regular shavers. They were women's pink glitter bikini trimmers. Pink glitter? Well, that's certainly festive. Maybe he's going through a phase. Or maybe he's planning a surprise party for his girlfriend. Frank grinned, proud of his handiwork. "Jake's gonna be so excited," he chuckled to himself. "He'll probably give me a big hug, or at least a small nod of acknowledgement." Moments later, Jake's phone dinged. He picked it up and stared at the confirmation email. "Thank you for your purchase. Your order of 25X Glam Smooth Ladies Bikini Trimmers will arrive tomorrow. Enjoy your silky, smooth results." Jake let out a strangled scream. "Dad! What have you done now? Are you trying to bankrupt me? Or are you just trying to give me a heart attack?" Frank peeked his head in. "What now? Did the pizza give you indigestion? I told you 7 was too many." Jake turned his phone around, showing the email. "Do you have any idea what these are? I can't even begin to explain the level of embarrassment I'm about to experience." Frank's eyes widened. "Oh, I see the issue. You probably wanted the Platinum Edition." Jake sighed in relief. "So, you understand?" "You probably wanted express shipping," Frank said, completely missing the point. "Can't wait for silky smooth results, eh?" Jake facepalmed so hard he nearly knocked himself out. "I need a vacation, or a new dad, preferably both." As Frank climbed into bed feeling like a true tech genius, Jake sat on the couch, staring at the ceiling, reevaluating all of his life choices. Maybe I should just move to a remote island and live off coconuts. It would be less stressful than dealing with my dad. Somewhere in the universe, fate had decided Frank was unstoppable, and Jake was doomed. The next morning, a UPS truck pulled up to the house, delivering a mountain of pink glittery boxes. Jake watched in horror as the driver unloaded the packages, each one a testament to his father's technological ineptitude. "Sign here, sir," the driver said, handing Jake a clipboard. "Looks like someone's getting ready for summer." He winked, oblivious to Jake's inner turmoil. Jake signed the form, his hand trembling. "Just another day in paradise," he muttered under his breath. He dragged the boxes inside, stacking them in the living room like a monument to his despair. Frank emerged from his bedroom, rubbing his hands together. "Ah, the shavers! Excellent! Let's get to work." Jake stared at him, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Get to work? What are you planning to do, open a bikini trimmer salon? Are you going to start offering discounts to the neighborhood squirrels?" Frank chuckled. "Don't be ridiculous, I'm going to give them away. Spread the joy of smooth skin." He grabbed a handful of boxes and headed for the door. "Dad, no, you can't just go around giving away bikini trimmers. People will think I'm some kind of... I don't even know what they'll think," Jake pleaded, grabbing Frank's arm. Frank shrugged him off. "Relax, son. It's just a little fun. Besides, who doesn't want a free bikini trimmer? It's the gift that keeps on giving." And with that, Frank marched out the door, ready to unleash his pink, glittery reign of terror on the unsuspecting neighborhood. Jake watched him go, his head in his hands. "This is my life now," he whispered. "I'm living in a sitcom, and it's not even a funny one." So, comedy fans, what have we learned from Frank's epic battle against technology? That sometimes the best thing to do is just laugh. Don't let technology frustrate you. Instead, embrace the chaos, find the humor in the absurdity, and remember that even the most technologically challenged among us can bring a little joy and a lot of mayhem to the world. Now it's your turn. Share this story with your friends and family and spread the laughter. Tell us your own tech mishap stories in the comments below. We want to hear about your funniest encounters with technology gone wrong. Subscribe to our channel for more hilarious content and stay tuned for the next installment of Frank versus the Future. Most importantly, go hug your parents or grandparents and appreciate their unique brand of technological incompetence. Because let's face it, life would be a lot less interesting without them.